Well, when we talk about the end movement, we're going to bring an update on our work against sex trafficking in Cambodia. But I was reading about these young girls who are doing something kind of countercultural. So you see these moto scooters everywhere in Cambodia. It's beautiful weather. It's very cheap to get by on a scooter, and a lot you can actually hire them, but they're all men.
Right.
So these young women are doing this now. They call them Ladies Taxi Scooter Agency, and it's very controversial because when you see young women like this interacting with foreigners, usually in that context, unfortunately, it's in the sex trade.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people are saying, oh, I don't know if this is any good. On top of it, you've got these girls that are like 4'9" with these big foreigners, and people are kind of worried about them. But they have a lot of rules in place, like you have to hold on to the bike behind you, and if it's at night, they take a couple girls. But I thought this was funny because when you travel, you have cross-cultural experiences, things you don't realize, So these girls are kind of learning now because they're interacting with these foreigners, and they had this whole thing where they were with an Indian customer, and sometimes in India when they say yes, it looks like no, right? So it's this, right? So you think it's no. So she had that misunderstanding, which happened to me in India, actually. I laughed. And then another one, a man from New Zealand screamed because he saw a chicken on the road. Because, like in New Zealand, chickens just...
Well, you don't often see, I'm walking down the road and I see chickens. It doesn't often happen.
Right? I know. In the
understand.
developing world, it happens quite a bit, actually. I'm always sitting around with goats and cows and chickens and going,
There's nothing better than sitting around on the street at the side of the road, hanging out with a goat or a cow, right?
It brings us back to our connection to food, elementally to our food.
I love it.